Hey everybody, it's your girl Tiffany Real, and this is the Groove Unscripted. It's the groove of Tiffany Real. It's the groove of everything. And I love to have the legends. Y'all know how I feel about 90s, hip hop, R&B, all of that. Well, today I have special guests in the building. They had a hit song back in the day, and I couldn't dance to it then, and I can't dance to it now because I dance like a white girl from the 50s. But in the building, we have two of my favorite guys. Anytime I ask them to come through, they always there. You know, nice guys, social media wise. They married, so don't be saying he cute. Yeah, we know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We know already. It's my guys Cantrell and BJ Bowman, Southern Playas. Hey guys.
What's up?
Yeah.
So we got Cantrell, we got BJ. And we got his wife in the corner. Don't be emailing me, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Don't be talking about he cute. Do you know? They both are taken.
Hey.
And I'll beat you guys down over it because they my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my sister.
Right.
But so y'all riding again.
Right.
Yep. I like that. We are riding again.
Y'all got the gift that keeps on giving.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta use that.
Got to use that.
Yes.
Gotta use
Dickie Ride. Now, we've had conversations about this before. I'm from Syracuse, New York.
Mm-hmm.
So when I first heard Dickie Ride, I was in Macon, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was at the club. I had never heard Southern rap before.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy, because I was like, they are having sex on the dance floor. I never seen people dance so close and slow dragging and all that other stuff. I never saw it before in Syracuse. When people dance up there, you right here, you dancing, you moving. Y'all like this in the South.
Yeah.
But one of the first songs that I heard was Dickie Ride. And it was so addictive, the beat and everything. And that's what made me fall in love with, Southern hip hop. I was like, okay, they got something going on.
We have the rhythm that make your body move.
Because every time I would go to the club, I would say, play New York music.
Right.
And they would be like, Syracuse is in the house, because every time I come, I wanted to play New York music because I wasn't, familiar with the South. But Dickie Ride was one, and it was a good song. It was a feel-good song. It made you want to dance. And whenever it would come on, everybody bum rushed the dance floor.
Yep, and that's what it was supposed to do.
And now you guys are riding again.
Yeah, I mean, we got together and we looked at that thing. Cantrell, he came up with the idea, say, hey, we just need to remix our hit, and I don't think we really thought that it was going to be like this.
Nah.
We just went in there and did what we normally do, because we've always said that we were ahead of our time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Dickie Ride was our, of course, the biggest hit that we had, and we had other songs that came behind it, Dirty South Bass Track, I Want a Ball,
yeah.
And some other stuff that we did, but with Dickie Ride just still riding to this day.
Right.
And we went in the studio, had a concept of what we wanted to do, but not fully knowing how we were going to put it all together.
Right.
It all came together while we were in the studio.
So, Cantrell, back in the day when you guys came out, and you guys know because y'all the group.
Right.
People knew the song, but they didn't necessarily know you guys.
Right.
So now with the remix, they get to see your faces. They get to build relationships. We get to know you. And it's like it's brand new for your fans. So tell me about that a little bit.
Well, that's the beauty of what we're doing right now. We had to remix the song because we needed control of our music. So the only way we was going to do that by remixing it. We own the lyrics. We wrote the song. So we was like, for us to get back control and take back control of our careers, we had to go back in and redo the song. So by us doing that, it created the youth. I call it the culture. It's the culture music now. So they the ones that really let us know, this is it.
Right.
Y'all did it again. So, just by us doing that, it kind of opened up more doors for us and put us back out there. You're right. The song is like it's new. It's like we got to go back out and get people used to it again.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So because if you go to YouTube and you put in Dickie Ride, you see Luke's face.
Yeah.
So how does that come about? Like, why do people tie him to Dickie Ride?
So what that's about is that whoever put the song on YouTube, they used Luke's face as just the cover.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, it also goes back to the fact that people knew the song, but everybody didn't know who the artists were.
Right.
Right.
You know, a lot of people thought that Southern Players were out of Florida.
Right.
You know, but we came out of Augusta, Georgia.
Right.
You know, so we never did a video because while we were on tour, LaFace was supposed to have brought us back, and we were supposed to have did a video. Tony Mercedes was supposed to have did a video, but things got hectic and everything fell apart.
Right.
So we never shot a video. So when you go on YouTube now, when you put in the one and only Southern Players, you're gonna see us.
Yeah, we'll
Right.
pop up.
You're gonna see our video because we did shoot a video to this song.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to you guys when you guys started originally
Okay.
and you got the first record deal
Okay.
because you were on a label
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and now you're independent.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about how it was being on the label. Did you feel constricted? Did you feel like you had any type of freedoms or whatever? Because there's no way, like if you say Goody Mob,
Mm-hmm.
you know who they are. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you can have a platinum hit
Mm-hmm.
and people don't know your faces.
Yeah.
So can you talk about those days when you were signed to the label?
Yeah. When we got signed, we got signed to Critique Records. That's the first label we signed with, and Dickie Ride hit the ground running, and I think it took off much faster than we thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it was underground, but then all of a sudden, once it caught mainstream radio, it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we didn't even have time enough to get in the studio to do a second single because they put us right on the road to do our 30-day promotional tour.
Mm-hmm.
So we were traveling so much that the song was moving faster than our name was.
Right.
So people didn't know who we were. And then when we put out the first
CD cover.
CD cover,
Mm-hmm.
we
was
just
shadows.
it was an animated picture of us. It was like,
Right.
you know, the silhouette of four guys.
Mhm.
So nobody ever knew who we were.
Right.
It wasn't until we did the CD where we took the picture at Greenbrier Mall
Mm-hmm.
and
Sitting in
people
the
saw
car.
us sitting in the car in the Delta 88.
Right.
And I guess that's when people started associating Dickie Ride with our faces, but still in that aspect, the label didn't do a whole lot to promote who we were as the group.
Right.
They just promoted the song, distributed the song.
Right.
And then our team, you know, the team that we had, they kept us busy, but nobody was really promoting our faces the way that it should.
Right.
We had a big write-up about us in the Source magazine,
Mm-hmm.
but there's still no picture of us.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys were out on tours, who did you go out with? Because if nobody knew who you guys were by face, who was like the headliner?
Well, the only difference is they didn't know us by face, but they knew the record.
Mm-hmm.
So the record kind of it did well. Well, we went on tour with everybody. You name it, we was there.
Yeah.
I tell everybody we was different. Like we didn't just do shows with bass artists.
Yeah.
We was on shows with Craig, Matt, the Brad,
The Brad.
Good Mob. We was on shows like that. The group Black. You remember the group Black?
Yeah.
We
We did shows with Escape.
Yeah, Escape. So we was doing shows like that. I think we were about the only group that was doing shows like that
Right.
because our music, the way,
Yeah, bass group.
Right.
bass group. So
Yeah.
imagine that, right? So you know, I just look at it like the label really. They didn't understand what they was doing. They dropped the ball.
Right.
Yeah. See, what happened was they, like Cantrell said, they didn't know what they had,
Yeah.
Right.
and I think they didn't know how to operate with a bass group like us, and that had blown up the way that we did.
Right.
They didn't know how to market and market us, you know, the right way.
Cause it was new. Like you had other songs,
Mhm.
but you guys like really just shot up.
Yeah.
You know, so there was no way to plan for it because it was new. It was a
Right.
new phenomenon.
Right.
You know, and then like I'm from Syracuse and I live in the South, but then when I went up north, wasn't nobody really playing it at that time.
Right.
Mhm.
But when it came
It came.
it came hard.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
You know what I'm saying?
It did.
It
It did.
It did.
And then we followed that with Dirty South Bass Track featuring L.A. Snow and Kid Money. God bless his soul. But then I Want a Ball, our other song, that's the one that ended up on the Face Bass compilation, and then there was
Right.
bass.
Mm-hmm.
And you know
It
that
went
was
gold.
Yeah, it went gold, and that was actually the second hardest single off of that song. Next to That's Just My Baby Daddy.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep. And then you had what If You Like Pina Colada,
Colada.
came up
Yeah.
after
And then you had Dana that she remixed on As We Lay.
As We Lay. Yeah.
Right. So how does it feel being a part of Southern hip hop history?
I don't know.
Right. I don't know how to.
Do you, because I interviewed Moke and stuff, right? And I asked them, in their heyday, how did it feel? And they were like, when you're in it, you don't really have time to think about
You
it.
don't.
Yeah, you don't.
But now, all these years later, when you look back, how does it feel being a part of Southern hip hop history?
I mean, everywhere we go, people always say, you guys are living legends. And, we're just humble guys, you know what I'm saying? We never let anything go to our head.
Mm-hmm.
So to hear that we're humble and appreciative, but I'm still taking it all in,
Yeah, me too.
It's been over what, 20-something, almost 30-some years?
Yeah, me too.
But we're still taking it in because as we sit here today and we look back on what all we've done, what all we've been through to get to this point, and we're like, wow, when we hear Dickie Ride, the original Dickie Ride, and you hear people like, I just saw a video, somebody sent me a video of T-Pain on his show, and he was talking about the music game and how everybody sounding the same, they need to change the game. And then somebody took the concept of Dickie Ride and made a song called Give Me Five behind it.
And they was
Give me
T-Pain them was back there just
and that to see that and people taking our song and using that concept even though it's just like a little few second jingle,
Right.
it's just the fact that we're being recognized.
Nice.
So we're still taking it in.
Right.
You
Because to me, I've been knowing you for a few years. Well, longer than that.
I'm about to say more than a few.
More than a few.
We go back to elementary, don't we?
Right. So
flat tire.
the thing is, when I see the rise, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like it's brand new.
Mm-hmm.
For so many people, so when I see TikTok videos and people are dancing and singing to your songs, like I know it's exciting for me because I know you,
Right.
but how does it feel for you to see like a new generation of people just riding out the Dickie Ride?
It's a blessing. I mean, because you got to understand, like, we came out in the 90s, and the music right now is different than what we come out. But here's the catch. The music that we did is now coming back now. So now they tired of what they got going on now, and now they want back what we had.
Right.
So now it's opened the door right back up for us to slide right back on in. So it feels good to be embraced again.
I mean,
to be recognized, to even just to say, hey, well, they still listen to a song that we did 20, 30 years ago.
I mean, just to hear, like, we're used to hearing like the older generation say, you know what, my child was conceived of
Right.
We're used to that.
Right.
But to see this younger generation, they had that dancing and popping and loving the music and doing different, TikTok challenges, like you said, to it. It feels good just to know that, we have a song that, from what we've been told, and I believe it would never die.
It's the gift that keeps on giving,
Yeah.
You got new people, the kids are listening to it, playing it, loving it, and we living in twerk season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody want a song to twerk to,
Right.
And
Walmart and Kroger, they can twerk to it.
It ain't been there. It's been a long time since people party.
yeah.
And listen, somebody told me yesterday, they said, you guys may not realize or may not have looked at it this way, but you guys just started the change in music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every so often there's somebody that drops something or creates something that changes the way music flows.
Right.
So.
And there's been a resurgence of artists from your era coming back.
Yep.
There's a lot of you guys out here coming back, because we miss good quality music.
We just, you know what it was? It had to be somebody to open the door.
Yeah.
To show them that, hey, man, it's not too late still. And I guess by us doing what we did, it's kind of opened a lot of people's eyes.
And one thing about us is that we pride ourselves of is that we're not restricted to just one region, one state or city.
Right.
You hear some people just, you just repping the Southeast or
Right.
whatever. We want our music is universal.
Yeah.
So we wanted to reach all ages, all cultures, nationalities, worldwide.
Right.
So we're not, yes, we're from the Southeast. We represent Georgia, but we're not just restricted to Georgia.
Right.
And
that's why it's, like I said, it's a rebirth, because back when you started, everything had its little pockets.
Right.
Yep.
The East,
Right.
the
Right.
West,
Right.
the South,
Right.
the Midwest,
Right.
but now it's a universal pocket where everybody, and then you have people even overseas rapping, like trying to rap like you guys in the South and taking our, our genre and creating their versions and stuff like that. And it's a beautiful thing to see because when you guys started, they were still saying that rap was a fad. It wasn't gonna last. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now it's knocking on 50
You're
years
wrong.
old.
You're wrong.
Exactly. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
knocking on 50. So even that, how does that make you feel? Because rap is still a baby.
Yeah. I mean, rap is forever evolving. We see that because we went from booty shake, we went to crunk, and we went to trap. And then when you look at R&B, R&B incorporates rap so much now that R&B singers are trying to rap. There's nothing wrong with that. But music, when you're looking at the different genres of music, it all works together.
Right.
You had Lil Nas X mix rap with country.
Right.
And other artists have done that too. So you can't put a limitation on what rap can do and how far it can go. Now you look at some of the content that's a little different.
Right.
Because some people get tired of shoot 'em up, bang bang. I got the bag and I got all this jewelry.
Right.
Some people, like Cantrell just said, some people want to get back to dancing and having a good time.
So I'm glad that you brought that up. So how do you guys feel about? Because one thing about hip hop tells stories. But when it first came out, they actually talked about things that was actually going on in their neighborhoods, actually going on in their communities and stuff like that. But now people talk about the guns, they talk about the drugs and everything, but they do it as a fantasy, like it's something to glorify. Where when we were doing it in the beginning, we were just talking about the struggles that were going on in the hood.
You know what I say? I tell everybody this. Rapping is just like writing a book. You could tell any story you want to tell.
Yep.
Right.
It's on you. True or not.
Whether it's true or not. And it's on the people to believe that.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I look at music.
And then the thing about it is, when you're in this rap industry, if you're into like gangster rap, that's where you really have to be careful, because if you're telling a story that's not true, there are people out here that will actually pull your card.
Yeah, they'll text you.
Right.
On that.
They'll check you on that.
Yeah, they'll check you on that.
And see, like me and Cantrell and Tizo, we don't live that lifestyle. I mean,
Right.
Maybe back in the days, but
Yeah.
we got families now,
Yeah.
and we thinking about our legacy.
Right.
And we like to have a good time, and I put something out on my Instagram page last night. I think I said the difference between being a rap artist. I said we're not just rap artists; we're entertainers.
Right.
We get up there, we do our music, but we entertain because that's what's in us.
It's a difference.
Right.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
And it's a job.
Right.
Why is it with music? Music is the only place where you can go on stage and we think we have access to you 24 hours a day. But we don't never go to a teacher or a bus driver and be like, hey, teacher, bus driver,
Right.
can we?
Yeah.
No, I'm not teaching no algebra. I'm off the clock. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But with you guys, they don't understand. You guys have lives, you have wives, you have families, grandkids, whatever. You're a human being. But people feel like they have to have every piece of you.
Well, some people don't know how to turn off the fact. Some people don't get that. And it's understandable. I get it. But at the same time, we like our privacy. We like to have our time to...
We human.
Yeah, we human. We like to go to the mall and shop without having to be
The
bombarded.
only difference between us and somebody else is he might work a 9 to 5. We still work 9 to 5. Cause I has to get up early in the morning, go in the office, and sit there all day. Imagine that, all day, making sure that we working.
Right.
So we all doing the same thing. I just do music, and it's more out there.
Right.
That's all.
You
Right.
see, it was a time, I
human.
think we did a show, I forgot where it was, but we went to the Waffle House after the show. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And the girls that were working in the Waffle House, when they saw us, they knew who we were because the show in that town. They went crazy and they asked us, said, y'all eating at Waffle House?
Yeah, like
Well, we human.
I shop at Walmart.
Yeah,
Right.
gotta eat.
Right.
But that some people don't get that. All they see is you as star status.
Right.
And they feel like that's where you are all the
All the
time.
time.
Yeah, they forget that you're human,
Right.
and they think you're supposed to be a star all the time, night, eat, no matter if you're in bed, no matter what you're doing. But it's
Right.
not like that. And believe it or not, sometimes they get on your nerves.
It does. We're not gonna always be fly, funky, fresh every day.
Like yesterday, I went to Walmart, right? Flip flaps, t-shirt, hair nappy. Hey, man, I ain't care.
Right.
You know, it be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what, one thing that I love about the 90s hip hop, 80s hip hop, whatever, we were real people, and it seems like the flash. Like I was telling somebody the other day, Run DMC had a gold chain. You know what I'm saying? One gold chain.
Go change. Yep.
Now these niggas, they gotta have 20,000
It's not
chains
about the music
on
no
to
more.
prove.
No, it's not.
It's
You know
not
what
about
I'm
the music
saying?
no
Who
more.
they are.
It's not about the music no
about the
more.
flash.
It's about the flash. See, the only way they could get this generation is by saying, "You see this? I got the money because I got this.
Right.
You see, I got the money because I got this." In reality, you don't have it and you don't own this.
Right.
It may look like you own it because you got it on.
Right.
But remember, God bless the dead. Remember, Prodigy got robbed in New York
Yep.
for the Prodigy chain.
Yep.
Right.
Did you remember when he get on the internet and said, "Can y'all please get that chain back? I do not own that chain."
Right.
And it had Mar Deep on it, and it was around his neck.
Right.
But it's release.
Right.
So remember, what you see on Facebook, what you see on TV is not real.
Yeah.
You know who the real artists are. You know how you know who they are? Because they're going to dress for real. You ain't going to see all this on their neck. You're going to see about 20, 30 chains on their neck.
Right.
See, the label, it's in their contract. The label say, "We're going to sign you." But Lil Baby's the biggest artist right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to sign you. I need that Lil Baby look. I need your jewelry. We got to give you a car. We got to give you this money. I need you to look like Lil Baby.
Gotta dress the part.
And I need your music just like that.
Right.
So this is what's going on. That's why now you can't tell what artist is what artist. You don't know if you don't know who is who on the radio no more.
Right.
Everybody sound the same because it's the label's fault.
Yeah.
Right.
So now what we doing is independent artists, and now it's our turn to start labels and run it the way it's supposed to run. Because there's a lot of artists out here right now. Like me and my wife just dealt with 2 artists that was in bad contracts, and we had to go in and negotiate some stuff and get them out there because really it's about money.
Right.
It's never about your music.
Right.
I don't care how far you rap. I don't care how good you say you are. It takes $200,000 for your song to go number 1. So you ain't number 1 because you hot. You number 1 because they paid for it.
Right.
It's a business.
It's a business.
It's a business.
So they got to get it's a different, and a lot of artists don't understand that.
It's a business. And my third hour of the groove is the indie hour.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are always on and a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I never tell people when it's coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order to be on my indie hour, I have to like it.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter who else likes it. I have to like it.
Mm-hmm.
So when people come, they say, "Tiffany, I was listening to your show. When was the indie hour? I didn't hear, I said, it was in there. But they all sound like majors. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. And some of the people, Men at Large is in there. Father MC got new stuff. He's in there. You guys are in there. You know what I'm saying? I always play indie artists during that hour. And I don't want people to know they're indies because when you say it, it plants the seed. So
Yeah,
they'll
it does.
automatically not like it or whatever because it's indie.
Yeah.
But if you just play it, everybody sounds like they're supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And indies are taking over.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They're taking over. It's like you guys are taking what's yours. You know what I'm saying? Because these labels, they don't even put in the money that they used to.
No.
It's all about marketing now, and they're not even marketing nobody because they're not working on the development. They're not developing the artists. They just grabbing them. You can make us some money. Get on the pole. Boom. And
Well,
how do you guys think about that? And do you feel like you guys would stay independent or go with a major?
no, we definitely stay with it. Stay independent.
Yeah, definitely.
We've been down that road before, and we know
No control when you sign. As an artist have no control over nothing.
No.
So for artists, if you have a favorite artist, remember that's what he is, an artist. He's not your person to look up to. He just you just like his music, because at the end of the day, if your kid looking up to one of the artists and he said, "That's my favorite rapper. Oh, I'm gonna be just like him." Why you want to be like him? Do you know in 5 years he gonna be broke because he don't own nothing?
Yeah.
You look at him now because of what he got. You're not looking at the future of what he's doing with himself.
Right.
Besides rapping, right? Investments. See, this is something we didn't know.
Yep.
When you get your money, you got to invest. That rap money is not gonna last forever.
Right.
Your shows ain't gonna last forever. It's gonna come a time where you ain't hot no more.
Right.
What you gonna do?
Because when you look at the bigger rappers that came from our area, when you look at the LL Cool J's, when you look at the Commons, people like that, you look at how they evolved,
Right.
how they went from rap to movies to doing TV series, stuff
Right.
like that. So they had to evolve. Every now and again, they may drop a song here and there.
And can you guys touch on that too? Because the money that these people are making today was not the money that y'all was making back in the day.
No.
They will make
And they look at you and think, well, why they still doing this? When they was blase, blah. Can you tell them that there was a major difference between then and now?
Yeah,
a
it
big
was.
major difference. One of the biggest differences then between now and then was that most artists were signed to some type of record label. They weren't independent. And so a lot of artists were getting stuck by the labels and also their management, So when you look at the TLCs, when you look at the Outkast, when you look at us and other artists, when you look at 69 Boys, we did all this stuff. But a lot of them would tell you, hey, we didn't get the money that we were supposed to get because of the contracts, because the label was doing everything, giving you A1 shows, giving you all the stuff you needed, the limos, the top-notch hotels, putting you in the studio, giving you advance money, but you gotta do your album off of that advance money.
Yeah.
But that money is just exactly what it says. Advance. So they got to recoup all that off the top when it comes to royalties. And then you got to look at your negotiations as far as your percentages. How many cents off the dollar are you getting per unit that's sold?
Right.
And see, when you don't know this stuff, all you know is rapping, copyright my music, go to BMI, ASCAP,
YouTube,
tip one of the pros, and that's all I know.
Right.
Then you don't know about the song trust, you don't know about the sound exchange, you don't know about BDS, you know any of that. Mechanical royalties, you don't know anything about 360 degrees. You don't know anything about the 80-20. You know anything with contracts.
And I'm gonna tell you the difference why they get more money now. Cause they sell, they publishing.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of them do that.
This is where they losing at. And they think they win it because right now they got $2 million in their hand. But what they don't realize is that $2 million that you got right now, the label gonna live off you for their kids. When they die and they kids have kids, they still gonna eat off you. Your kids ain't gonna eat no more because you just sold the important piece of your career, which is your publishing.
Right.
You never give that to nobody. That's yours. You pay for that anyway. You have to buy that.
And that's one of the differences between now and then. Record labels, especially big labels, when they came to you, the first thing they're going to want off your publishing is 50%.
50% off tops.
Yep. They want 50%.
Off top. And now remember now, I'm going to give you the label. I'm going to give you 50. Me and him got 50.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Now imagine.
Now that's money that your manager and everybody else don't touch.
All right?
Right.
Hold on now. So that's our manager. That's our lawyer. Our lawyer need 20. All right now. That coming out of our 50%
that's royalties.
Right.
That's coming out of our 50% that we got together now.
Right.
All right, it ain't 50 no more.
Because now we got to
pay our manager out of that 30%.
Right.
He want 15. So imagine.
Hold on now. Let's go back to the fact that we got to get our own entertainment lawyer.
Oh yeah, so they
Unless the record label provide one, they got to get paid.
Oh man.
Hold on now. Don't forget the studio.
Oh man.
Because unless we producing our own music.
So what? You end up with 100% and end up with 5?
Hold on now. We still got to look good. We got to look the part.
Oh yeah, cause they got to buy us clothes.
So they got to buy us clothes and they got to rent the jury.
Oh wait a minute. And we got to travel, so they got to get the tour bus.
Come on now.
Oh man. Man.
So at the end of the day, after we shoot the video, which we still got to pay for,
This before we sold records though, right?
and that Lamborghini, that top notch ride that we ride in the
gave
video,
us. Yeah.
they got to put it back on the trailer,
Right.
and we got to go right out there and get in that Chevy Chevette. That we drive.
Right. But hold on though. But don't we got to pay all this back before we even sell? We ain't even sold no records. We already in the hole.
We in the hole.
Right.
But once we do sell records, we got to work hard just to sell records to pay the record label. And guess what? We getting 5% out of the deal.
Out of the deal.
Right.
And we got to split.
Y'all forgot about when y'all performed, they taking money out of it.
Oh yeah, the performance. Yeah, they doing that too. Yeah, we been there. Yeah, we been there. We been there.
You know what? You only getting 5,000, really getting 10,000. But then we got to split that 5,000, not realizing that the people that our management team is skipping
already done took off top, and then we still got to pay them the percentage.
Right.
Out
So
of
what-
that 5,000.
So what you guys were saying earlier is people are admiring the look.
Right.
Because behind the scenes, it's
They
not
don't-
that pretty.
It's not that pretty.
not
They
that pretty.
remind what they see on TV on
Yeah.
YouTube.
You-
They only see the glorify of the business. They don't see what's really behind the scenes. Like for real, like think about it. All the artists. This is why we hot. Okay, so why you ain't hot no more?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's nothing against Lil Baby, the Baby, and all these
No,
other
nothing
rappers
against them.
that's doing that thing. You know, they flashing all this money at the jewelry store, spending millions on jewelry. I mean, it's to each his own. I
Right.
could do better things with $1 million.
Right.
But the younger generation are seeing this and they glorifying. They see them glorifying that part of it, but they never show the behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
the business, the negotiations. You know, they don't understand
Them
percentages.
dancing on the table for the
Yeah.
money.
And so
Right.
you have young kids dropping out of
Mhm.
school, want to be a rapper, but they don't realize you drop out of school, you don't know math, you're gonna get stuck.
Right.
Because you don't know percentages,
Right.
you don't know how to divide and add, multiply, any of that.
And you're putting your trust into somebody else. I heard artist talk about how they signed to a label. They didn't have a lawyer, so they used the label's lawyer. Why would you do that?
And didn't even understand that label, that lawyer don't even work for you, work for the label.
Exactly.
But they tell you, this is your lawyer.
Yep.
right.
So you thinking, oh, I got my own lawyer. Okay, they gave me a lawyer. No, they ain't give you nothing.
And then,
Right.
and then it's one or two things that they do to you. They bring you in this room, they present before you the contract, and they try to rush you into signing without. You can say, "Hey, let me take this back." Oh, well, you know what? This deal is only on the table today.
Right.
tell you
Or
what,
they
tell
may
you
put
what.
a check in front of you
Mhm.
I finna say that.
with more money than you've ever seen
I
before.
finna say, or they go cash the check and put the money on
Put
the
the money
table.
right in their
put it
front.
on the table. Yeah,
You know.
And they own your name.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. They
And-
take your name from you. Once you see that money on that table,
That's it.
I understand. We from the hood. We never seen that much money before. I understand that.
Yeah, but
Once you see that money on the table, remember this. Once you pick it up,
it's a done deal.
you just sold your soul. You
So-
just sold everything you own to somebody you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yep.
So when your career slows down and your kids wonder why your lights is off, just go back and remember you picked up that money.
Mm-hmm.
You got a #1 hit,
You got number one hit, but you're broke
but
You
you're working
broke.
at KFC,
Mm-hmm.
right now.
or now you turn into robbing other folks.
Yeah.
You know, and it's real.
Or you got the number one hit on the radio and you selling drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. You see a lot of these artists that have these hot songs, and you wonder why they're still getting arrested for selling dope,
Right.
because a lot of them they broke.
Right.
The key to success is owning. That's the key to the music. You want the label to have to negotiate with you.
Yep.
You want to always be in. I don't care if they put $5 billion on the table.
Mhm.
Remember this. That's not your money. I don't care what you sign and you pick it up and you can put it in your pocket and go buy a house. Go buy a house you want to. They're going to come knock at your door.
Right.
Then you buy this with the label money. Get up out of here.
What company
Right.
is going to give you any type of money and not going to want it back with interest?
With
Right.
interest.
Please tell me
You
who's
do
going to
one
give you free
album.
money.
You
Right.
sign a 5-year album deal. I'm finna break it all down right now. You sign a 5-year album deal. Your first album, you're not gonna make no money off of.
No.
Cause your first album,
Mhm.
that's recuperation.
Yep.
Your second album got to pay for your first album. Then your second album got to pay for your first album.
Mhm.
Your third album got to pay for both of them. So by the time you get to the fifth, you ain't got no deal.
Right. And then you're not even guaranteed to even get the money up to pay for that first.
You're
second,
not
or
even
third.
guaranteed to come out because you signed. They could set on you for 2 years and fire you on their taxes.
Right. And a lot of
There it
people,
is.
a lot
There
of
it is.
people, there are a lot of artists sitting on the shelves.
Right now,
They sign the record labels
Right
and
now.
stuff like that, sitting on the shelf for years.
right now,
And they run around talking about, I'm signed to Sony.
Yes.
I'm signed to such and such.
Yeah.
But you're not doing anything.
they carrying the name.
Right.
And then most of them, they may have you in the studio recording music, but it's on the shelf. You may be doing shows here and there, but that's the only money you see in is show money,
Right.
you know? But what else do you have?
Right.
You don't
You're
own
not,
anything.
you're not charting.
You don't own your masters.
You on Facebook and Instagram showing pictures.
You don't own your lyrics.
Right.
You don't own your name.
Nope.
You don't own nothing.
Nothing.
And that's the difference with the Southern players, the one and only Southern players today.
We own
We
everything.
own everything.
Right. So how does that feel, that freedom?
We can breathe in and breathe out easily now.
Man, it feels so good.
It feels, you know what? I'll be honest with you. It feels better today than it did 30 years ago.
It did.
Tell me why, Cantrell.
Because every move we make them. We don't have to sit around and wondering, man, what they doing?
Yep.
Oh man, it's a song playing.
Yep.
Oh man, how they working the radio. Like we always used to wonder what's going on now.
Now we talking to the
We
program
talking to the
directors.
people.
Right.
We make the moves with the big dogs.
We having conference calls.
We
We
having-
talking to DJ Jelly. We
Right.
you know we're
We
the
talking
ones
to
that
the
initiated-
A&Rs now.
Right.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
got the A&Rs calling us, talking to us about distribution deals. That we're doing that.
Yeah, we doing
Right.
that now.
You know, so
yeah.
it feels better to know that we own it from the production of the music, the writing of the lyrics, to the production of the video,
Video.
you know, to the direction that the label, the Southern Playas are going in.
Right.
We own all that.
So, to the young people today, because they focus so much on the music part and hardly anything on the business part, they leave it to other people, and they're still chasing the record deal. Like, I look at some people sometimes and I'm like, how can you even be thinking about record deals? Because the music today from the labels is terrible.
Right.
It's really terrible. I never thought I would see the day where major labels would release music that I hear.
Right.
Because with me being in radio, of course, they send me music all
Right.
the time. And I'm like, this is from Columbia. This is from Motown. You never would have had music
know
like
what's so
this years
crazy?
ago.
We were just yesterday. We had we was on a conference call with a big time distributor company because we about to do a deal, and they said that to us, right? They said all the music that we got in
Yep.
was just the same thing,
Same stuff.
and we got to have y'all. They was like, we got to have y'all.
The guy said that I think his name was Steven. He said, we've been watching y'all. He said, we've been watching y'all. Y'all have something different. And he said, that's what we need. He said, anybody can talk about it. They got to get the bag. They can talk about the women. They got the booties shaking and making it rain. He said, but you guys have something different.
Right.
You know, and that's what we need right now.
Right.
He said, that's what the music industry needs. And that's why I said, I think we're one of the ones that are going to change the game.
Yeah.
We believe that.
Yeah.
So,
So how can, because since I've known you, you always been the same. You know, how is it to stay true to yourselves where you have so many artists? They have to be somebody different in public and then be who they are behind the scenes. Why is it so easy for you guys to stay true to who you are musically and behind the scenes?
I know who I am.
I was just about to say the same thing because we know who we are.
We know who we are as people, and as musicians, we know who we are. Like my wife told me, say, well, I could tell when you become Baby Boy, you become him when you hit the stage. That's the only time I'm him. That's the only time I'm a Southern player, when I'm on stage. When I'm off the stage, I'm Cantrell the businessman. Doing business for the Southern Playas. I'm not Baby Boy on stage. I'm not Baby Boy at the house. When I'm with my wife, I'm not him. Right? I'm who I am. But you got to separate. A lot of people are not separate. They think every day you have to be that person. It's like an actor. It's just like acting.
Right.
And see, the thing about it, like for me, it's the foundation that you have. Like I've always had a solid foundation through my parents.
Yeah.
And they've always taught me to know who I am and whose I am.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wake up every morning, I'm humble and thankful to God that I'm alive.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
things could have easily gone another way.
Gone
So
left quick.
When we look back on our past and we see what we went through individually and collectively as the group with the people that we dealt with and how, where we were supposed to be,
Right.
we didn't get there,
Mm-hmm.
but we learned a lesson.
Right.
And we could have easily got mad and been out here and trying to retaliate and all this stuff, but for what?
Right.
We knew that God had a bigger plan for us.
Right.
And we had to be patient. It took over 25 years.
Man.
But one thing that I've learned is staying humble, staying true to who you are, and staying true to what we do, what we believe in. We're going to get there. And the time that we get there is going to be at a time where we can appreciate it the most.
My
Right.
favorite saying.
And that's where we are right now.
You know what? I always say God don't rock no Rolex. People want things to happen when they want it to happen.
No.
But people like yourselves, you wait till it's time. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's meant for you, you're going to get it.
You're going to get it. You still got to put in the work
You
to
got to
get
put
it.
in. You got to
But
put in the work.
But that's why that's what makes it so appreciative because you know
Right.
you put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get it, you can appreciate it.
Man.
Because people always complain, oh, this not happening. This God, and I always say, God don't rock no Rolex. He don't do nothing when you say it should be
Right,
done
right.
and stuff like that. It happens when it's supposed to happen. And if you trust and believe that it's gonna happen, it will happen when it's time and when it's their time, your time to happen. not everybody else.
You're right. You got to move at your own pace.
Yeah.
You got to trust your process.
And, you know,
Right.
he said that all the time.
I say that all the time because your process sometimes might take longer than others. You can
Right.
see people like right now, we seeing all these people doing shows and all we doing is interviews and getting our music played. But then I kind of thought about something. I said, we in a different bracket right now. What we doing right now is different from what everybody, go ahead, do your shows. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We support everybody that's doing everything. We support that because we're not no haters. But I understand what God got for us.
Yep.
Right.
He got us in a different place right now. Right now, we in a place where right now we got a chance to change people's lives. We changing our own lives. We changing our kids' lives, our grandkids' lives. When they grow up and they have kids, he going to be able to leave his legacy to them so they can have something they can leave to their kids.
Right.
So we're in a different mindset. Our shows are coming.
Yeah, and I look at
Matter
the
of fact, he said something to me, excuse me. He said something to me the other day that I think that was so perfect to me. He said, we're not chasing the money no more.
Yeah.
We're chasing the dream. People forget the dream. They chasing the money so much, they forget about the dream.
Right.
And I told him, I said, where we are right now, we don't have to chase money because the money's going to be chasing us.
Right.
You know, we're in a season of preparation and positioning.
Right.
That's that, and I believe that we're positioning. God is positioning us, preparing us, because when that door opens,
And it's opening right now.
Right. And let me say something too, because BJ is, I get the titles wrong. A minister. Is that right?
Yep.
Because I'll mess it up. Pastor, whatever, evangelist, whatever. But you're a minister. And what I love about that is that you keep it 100.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You don't be out here acting like you holier than thou and stuff like that. And, we not doing Dickie Ride because it's Dickie Ride and stuff like that. Not only we going to do it, we going to do it right. And we going to do it again.
We're going to do it
And we
again.
going to do it again. We riding again. You know what I'm saying? And I like that you keep it 100 because a lot of people who are faith-based, they tend to feel like they have to behave a certain way. You can get it. You can get it.
Oh,
No, just let it ride out.
you can't do it. It's a camera.
It ain't meant for me.
Yeah.
So, people try to act like they're holier than thou and they can't do certain things because they're Christian or because they're a pastor and all that other stuff. And you keep it 100 because the thing is, God put that talent in you.
See, a lot of people miss the mark with that because of the way a lot of folks have been traditionally conditioned all their lives to believe that you got to do that. You can't do this, can't do that, can't go here, can't go there. Yes, things change. You change the most from the inside out. And as you change, your mindset change, your desire changes. Of course, there's certain things that you're not going to want to do because you don't desire to do those things anymore.
Right.
But when it's something like this, you got to recognize that God is in everything. And God chooses to use whoever he chooses to use in whatever capacity he chooses to use you. And I look at it like this. The platform that he's given me, that he's given us, I can reach so many through our music and the opportunities that I have to sit down, like now on your show. This is the opportunity to minister to somebody through what we're doing.
Right.
Because the scripture says, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me.
Right.
So that's what we're doing through who we are as we do our music. Because you don't see me out here cussing and at the strip club. And I mean, nothing against what you do.
Right.
Because we were there too, but
Right.
understand.
Been there, done that.
It's just that's why when you listen to our music, yes, it says Dickie Ride, but we made a dance to it. But when you listen to it, it's feel good
Good
music.
music.
It makes you want to dance.
Right.
We're not talking about shooting anybody. We're not talking about, all this other stuff that other people's talking about. You do what you do, no shade, no hating. But this is what we are doing.
And the thing is, like you said, for me, music is my ministry.
Right.
And it don't have to be gospel music because I don't really listen to a lot of gospel music. But there's a lot of artists that took save me from jumping over the ledge. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, when I was a teenager and I thought about committing suicide and stuff like that, it was Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation album that got me through. There was times when Mary J. Blige got me through. There was times when R. Kelly got me through the art album.
Let me tell you something. I'm a minister, okay, but I don't listen to a lot of gospel music either. And, a lot of people get it twisted. Yeah, you want to feed your spirit with the right type of music, but it's not just about the music. It's about what you're studying and what you're retaining that's helping you change on the inside.
Right.
Because you can listen to gospel music and still go out here and shoot somebody.
Yeah.
You got that right. in the name of Jesus.
It's a lot of folks that are in the pulpit right now that are ministering, preaching, and going home beating their wives.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, got an alcohol bottle in their office.
In the car right now.
That's right.
Right
You know
now.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right now.
That's
right.
right.
So it's not
Right.
about that stuff. It's about what's in you.
Right.
All that stuff is outside of you. But what's in you?
Right.
Right.
So I don't.
Eh,
You know, I know who you are.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm a heathen.
I mean, honestly,
It's
we all
okay.
are.
We
Right.
are right.
We're all
Right.
sinners.
Right.
Right.
And the
Right.
thing is, music, it doesn't, your music,
Mm-hmm.
somebody could be feeling depressed and ready to take themselves out, and Dickie Ride, they riding to go jump off a ledge,
Yeah.
and Dickie Ride comes on the radio, and they start thinking about the good times,
Yeah,
start
right.
bouncing and stuff
And-
like that.
right.
You just saved their life.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then here we gonna ride again. You know
That's
what?
right.
My life, I'm gonna ride again.
That's
Right.
right.
Seriously.
I could do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
if we can come back,
right.
if they can come back, I can
Anybody.
come back.
Anybody can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I love that you are who you are.
Mhm.
I love that you guys aren't afraid to put God on stage and let him know that he's in the forefront
Oh, yeah,
of
I
your
do that all
life.
the
You know what
time.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
I do
Because
that.
a lot of people only do it for show.
Right.
They get the award. Oh, I'd like to thank God. You ain't thought about God since 1925.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give under the
But
God
you
who's the
guys
head of my
walk
life.
it like you talk it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. And I'm glad you're not afraid of that part.
No.
Oh no.
Because it doesn't keep you from anything.
Now she'll tell you, how many times since we did this, I done broke down and just started crying. I did that because of, if you know what we've been with this, with what we've been through,
This journey.
this journey that we've been through, and just to see where we at right now and what we doing right now, and how we just took back control of, it just got to me one day. I would listen to the song, I think it was, and to hear my sons and everybody in the family was like, yo, y'all did it, and just the reaction of it, and just to have the youth on us,
Mm-hmm.
to go through everything, to have everybody to brace us again, I just broke down.
Because when you
I
think
couldn't help
about it,
it.
when you think about it, based off of that, we could have gave up a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But when we look at it today, because Cantrell called me like 15, 20 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it excites me because I see how excited he is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell him all the time, he is very good at the business aspect of that. You know, me, I'm always behind the scenes with the production, with the videography and all that type of stuff with the flyers. And we play on our strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's good at. Now, no, we conversate, we converse about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's his strength. But to be able to sit where we are today and see how the people around us, our family and friends, and even some of our haters, because your haters are your fans.
Yeah.
You know,
Fans too.
but to see how people are so excited for what's going on with us, and we don't shelter ourselves from people. We don't alienate ourselves from people. We want everybody to enjoy what's happening with us.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it feels good to just be able to see like my mom and my dad and Cantrell and his family and our friends from all over the country and the world just embrace us
Mm-hmm.
with this
Right.
movement that we have going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
So if you could go back and talk to your younger selves that are just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
and I want both of you guys to answer.
okay.
Everything that you guys been through, what is one piece of advice that you would have gave your younger self if you had the opportunity?
My younger self, I would have told my younger self to learn the business. Before you record anything, go in and learn the business, the ins, the outs, the do's, the don'ts, the red tape, the yellow tape. You need to know it all. Because if you don't, you still gonna miss something. So me, just learning, and another thing, do less talking and more listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's big in the music business.
I'd have told my younger self, don't sleep with her. You know who her. No, I'm just playing. You know who she is. No,
Oh my God. Oh my God, it was crazy.
No, we talking about the music. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. She was the wrong one. But anyway,
Mm.
yeah, it'd probably been the same thing. Learn the business, ask questions, check everything, check everybody. Because everybody that pat you on your back, it's your friend. They don't,
Yeah.
everybody pat you on your back don't mean
Right.
well.
Right.
There were people that saw us as a cash cow,
Right.
and they smiled in our face, but behind our backs, I'm not calling no name. It was a lot of people that we dealt with that didn't have our best interests at heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But learn the business, check everybody, make sure the people that are on your team are actually in it because they believe in you and your music, and
Right.
because sometimes you can get hooked up with some people. They have selfish agendas.
Mm-hmm.
All they think about is me, myself, and I, but they're going to use you to get what they want.
Right.
And then when they use you up, guess what? You're no more good to them.
Right.
So learn the business, like Cantrell said, learn the business and check everything and everybody.
So I want you guys to talk about that real quick, because the more things change, the more they stay the same. Like nothing's really different.
Mhm.
Right.
Because they're still predators
Right.
preying on these young artists.
Right.
So tell them, because you guys been there.
Right.
How did you feel? Because you got artists right now that are being approached by somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and they have the same feelings that you guys had when you started.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about those feelings so that they can relate and maybe possibly think before they make any decisions. So when you guys got approached about these deals, what was going on through your heads?
I'm gonna be real with you about something. I don't know, cause I was drunk.
Yeah, I think we all were. I think we all.
They got
were.
us drunk before they gave us the contract.
Yeah, we were so excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were so excited about where we were because, like I told you before, when Dickie Ride hit the ground, it took off running. You know, and we were just so excited, especially when we heard it playing on the radio.
Oh man, they really did it.
Yeah.
So where were you guys at when you heard it?
I think I was riding somewhere and
You was in the car. Actually, me and Tizo was together. I remember we was at Tizo's house out there in Appleton, Georgia.
mm-hmm.
They was gonna play that to Drive at 5. You was in your car.
Yep.
And they called us and said, hey, we dropping y'all record today. We like, oh, for real? So I could start calling everybody in the family. And then this is the crazy, like BJ said, man, this is the crazy thing. Your family sometimes don't even support you. They be like, you ain't got nothing on the radio.
Yep.
I said, well, listen to it. It's called Dickie Ride.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I said. And then next thing I know, I was in the shower, and he said, "Our song is." I came out the shower naked and wet. I was naked and wet, dancing. I forgot all about what I was doing.
Yeah.
Man, to hear it on the radio,
Yeah, that was big.
man, that was big.
And I was in the car, and I remember somebody said that your song is playing, and I turned on the radio. Somebody, that's telling my age, somebody paged me.
Right.
Yeah, cause you had to stop and
Yeah.
call them.
and I had to start with the payphone. They was like, "Yo, yeah, they playing your song on the radio," and I caught the tail end of it. But I was so hype. Oh my god!
Right.
So when they came with the deal, with the deal with the record label, when it was presented to us, we were so amped up, and I think we were intoxicated
Yeah, we
that
was.
we weren't thinking, "Hey, we need to get a lawyer, entertainment lawyer, to look over this stuff," because we didn't know the business like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we also, at that point, we trusted the people that
Mm-hmm.
we were with that were handling our business.
Mm-hmm.
And we just knew they were going to do the right thing
Right.
and that we were going to be on our way. We didn't know anything about anything. We did the copyrights. We didn't know anything about publishing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, none of that stuff.
So how long from the time you signed, how long did it take for you to realize you had been hoodwinked and bamboozled?
It took,
Miami.
yeah, it was while we was on tour, he realized that more, we had a feeling. I know I had a feeling, but when you know you just can't put your finger right on it, but he knew, he knew much faster than any of us did, and he acted on it before any of us did. Now, I realized it when I was asked to go cash a check in my name for $10,000 from the record label,
Hmm.
but the money wasn't mine, but the check was in my name.
What?
Yeah. So I had to go cash a check for 10 grand in my name, but I didn't get any of it. And I'm walking out of the check cashing place with somebody else, got pockets full of money,
Mm-hmm.
but none of the money was mine, but the check was in my name.
So you see how it went. So you see how they had it, right? They had it all. Look, really, for real, it's nothing but two real Southern players. You're looking at them, right? For real. So what they did was everybody didn't sign at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of signed everybody separate,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think me and you and Marcus signed at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tizo wasn't there.
Yeah, Marcus is a real Southern player too. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we all signed.
Tizo wasn't there. Tizo wasn't. I don't think he ever signed the contract.
And we're talking about contract wise.
We talking about contract wise as signing. When you sign, you're supposed to sign as a group.
Yeah.
We didn't do that as a group. But then once we signed, he went to the library, I think, somewhere,
Kinko's or something.
Kinko's and started typing. So we were sitting in the truck looking at him type
Mm-hmm.
the whatever he after we signed.
Yep.
We never knew, because just think about this. We was young,
Didn't know anything.
trying to make it. It finally made it. Somebody finally recognized us. We didn't know anything.
Right.
Our song on the radio, so why are we going to complain right now?
Because you got to look at where we came from, our background. I came from being a DJ with 12 gauge. Donkey.
Right.
I came to be a dancer for 12 gauge.
So, of course, coming into the music business as artists, as rap artists, you know, knowing about production, knowing about dance, and really just not getting into rapping.
Right.
And then, you know, yeah, we made a hit song and people recognized it, jumped on it. But I truly believe that people took advantage of our ignorance and we were uneducated about the music industry.
But that's what.
Right.
And that's where a lot of artists are today. They're so gung-ho about living that lifestyle, getting what they see in Little Baby and other artists to the
Right.
point where they're willing to sell their soul just to get that bag,
Right.
just to get that status. But when you in this game, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking short term or long term? Because you got to think longevity if you're trying to make this your life.
Right.
You know, if you're not thinking longevity, then I promise you, if you don't make enough money to where when your name fades away out of this game, you are going to end up working at Walmart.
You
Right.
are
You
pushing
know?
them out.
Unless you have that type of skill where you can open up your own studio or something like that, you are going to end up working a 9 to 5, or you're going to find yourself in jail from robbing folks,
Right.
or on the street corner doing your thing in the drug game.
Right.
Real
So
talk.
you guys, you talked about how you guys were drunk at the time or whatever. And I feel like they take advantage of, it's easy to take advantage of the
Ignorance.
young kids because they're ignorant, one.
Mhm.
They're high most of the time, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uneducated.
All the time.
Yeah. So
Uneducated.
therefore, it's easy to manipulate. They really
Yes.
don't want somebody clean. You
No.
know what I'm saying?
They
'Cause
don't want
can't
you knowing the business.
Right.
No.
They can't control
Now, if you know the business, you're an enemy.
Right.
So just know that I was in a deal with Def Jam. Frank Taylor. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He from Atlanta. And we was sitting down, we was talking to him and everything. He told my lawyer, we just like this.
Mhm.
He told our lawyer, he told his partner, hey, grab a chair. I don't know why he grabbing a chair. He told my lawyer, he said, hey, sit way, they had a long room. He said, see that wall right there? You sit way back there, because we ain't even talking to you. Huh, go read this. So I was like, okay, so that's how they do. Your lawyer? Now, this is my first time actually ever sitting down with him. So he said, well, I'm talking to y'all right now. He said, I'm going to tell you what, this is what we're going to do. He was showing the Jazzy Faye on the phone. He put Jermaine Dupri on the phone. You name it, they was on the phone.
Right.
Trying to impress.
Or-
But what he didn't realize was, I've been through something.
Right.
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 So I wasn't impressed with all that.
Right.
So what it boils down to was, when it came down to the deal, I sat up and I stood up. I said, well, I don't want no deal. He said, what will make you special? I said, what will make y'all special? I said, because we already out on iTunes and all that.
Right.
What are you going to do different that I can't do for myself?
Right.
You know what he told me? He said, get out of my office. We do not like you.
You know why? Because see, record labels think that just now, mind you, now record labels got money, they got resources, they can stretch further than you can, faster
Right.
than you can. But at the same time, if you go to a major label now with 5 hit songs, the first thing they're gonna ask you is what kind of following do you have? Your fan base.
Right.
Do your local radio stations, your community, all that, do they support you? You know,
Right.
they want to make sure you got your numbers up. You know,
Right.
how many units have you moved? Or whatever. You're streaming, all that. They want you to do the legwork.
Right.
So then they want to come in later and get all the credit. Then they
Yeah.
want to come in later and say, hey, well, we're going to need 50% of your publishing.
Right.
For what? We're going to need this and that and that. For what? I've done all the work. Really, I don't need you for a label. If anything, we can talk about distribution deal.
Right.
How about that? In fact, sometimes you don't even need that.
Right. You know, it's so crazy what you just said. Somebody said that exact same thing to me the other day.
Oh, for real.
Just the other day. Somebody that's connected to a label, whatever, they didn't want to talk to my people. They just wanted to talk to me.
Talk to you.
Because they felt like if I get her, then we can get her to do what we
We
want.
wanted them to
Yep.
right.
But I come with people, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
not by myself.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
you're right. They don't want that. And when you ask the questions, can I have documentation? Can I have this?
Oh, well,
All the
oh,
name
well,
dropping
oh,
and
well,
everything is exactly the same. But when they see you got people, they ended the conversation.
Yeah, they don't like
Jermaine
that.
never asked us for documentation. Jay-Z never asked us. Jazzy
Yeah.
Faye never asked us. What makes you special?
Yeah.
BA.
You got to have people out here or you will get raped. And-
That's a good word.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
what
real good
happens.
word.
You will
That's
get
what
raped
happens.
out here.
Yeah.
And the younger people, be careful and know too, a lot of these things that they doing, like the overuse of auto tune and all this other stuff, that stuff is fading out.
It's hiding, it's masking something, and I think this last verse has proved that.
Yeah, so now everybody, hope everybody that looked at the verses, paid attention, now everybody can realize you have certain things as called studio artists, which is they take them in the studio, they really can't sing, But the studio is so good. They got all this high tech. They make when the record drop, you thinking, wow, he could really sing. But when you get them in live,
Drop the music.
Without the auto-tunes, you realize who they really are.
Oh, baby,
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on.
I was so disappointed with this Versus. So I'm going to ask you guys, because when Versus first started, it was a good thing. We were stuck in the house. You had our favorite artists coming out. They was playing music, going back and forth. But I feel like once they started, they went public, and then they started making money, and it became a hit. I think it's doing a disservice to the artist, because Chaka Khan should have never been on nobody's stage performing intoxicated under the influence or whatever she was.
Yeah.
You know, these guys, you had all these artists on stage, and the only one that could sing was Mario. Like, why would you even do that? You know what I'm saying? Because even if you can't sing, I don't need to know that you can't sing. I like the fact that I can go buy your album. I love your album. But to come out and do that, I thought it made everybody look bad.
It really did. I mean, it did, like you said, it did them a disservice. And unfortunately, this is going to be something that's going to stick with them from this point on.
Yeah, it's going to continue to though, because record labels, the business is about money.
Yeah.
It's not about talent. So if Boyz II Men was out, but then they came out with 95 Degrees. Then they came out with Jodeci. Then they think about that. It's a copycat. It's just like football. Anything that's a copycat league. That's what I call it.
Right.
You know, if somebody doing something over here big, then best believe the record company gonna go find them somebody. They're gonna do the same exact thing. Like right now, it's a group coming out right now. They said they the next TLC. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a copycat league.
Right.
So, but then you gotta understand too though. Once you get this mic right here, and you say I'm not using my music, and I need y'all to go out there and sing, and you know they can't sing, you know what that is? You know what they call, right? We done with your contract.
Right.
You see what labels,
now we finna embarrass you.
and like you said, labels, people got to understand, labels, they're business.
It's a
So
business.
they look at you as a business investment.
Right.
Okay. So anything that they can do to increase their annual or quarterly, however you want to look at return on their investment,
Right.
they're going to use that, your image. That's why when you see a lot of people come in, they change your image.
Right.
You know, they did that with Beyonce. They changed their image. You know, I think she was with it. Some people fight against that. But
Right.
in order for you to be on that label, you got to do what they need you to do, because they have a marketing department. Most majors have a marketing department. They have talent, what they call it, talent acquisition, talent
It's
development,
called,
and they develop you into what
there
they
you go.
think that you need to look like in order for you to be able to be monetized.
Right.
Because as their investment, they want to monetize your image, market you. When you do merchandising, that's how they make money off of you.
Right.
And then once they see that you're to a point where you're not marketable anymore,
That's it.
they can't make any more money off of you. Guess what? You're on
That's
the back
it.
burner.
And I want you guys to also let these people know too, because something that people talked about the Verses, especially like Omarion. Omarion has a great catalog, but he wasn't able to use a lot of the catalog because he didn't have clearance or whatever. And a lot of these artists that do the Verses, they're not allowed to perform certain things because they don't own that stuff. So
You
can
just
you
did it.
please talk to these people about that? Because I have a lot of Omarion's older music. His older music is way better than his newer music, but he can't touch that old music.
Aha. Good talk.
Yeah. I mean, you just hit it on the head. They don't own nothing. That's why they got mad at Ray J when he said that. You remember he said that to them.
Right.
He said, y'all just mad because y'all don't own y'all music. So Ray J owned his. He was the only one on that stage, standing on that stage, owning his music. And they got mad at him about that. It's a difference. When you own something, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
When you don't own it,
That's where the problem comes in.
that's where the problem come in at.
You can't do. You can do certain things, but you can't do the bigger things that you would like to do because you have no ownership of it, no copyrights, none of that. And if you try to use it, of course, it's going to be an infringement.
Yep.
Right.
And then depends on how big you are. It's going to be a lawsuit.
Yep.
Right.
You know, so
Just like her. She getting sued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again. Yes.
see.
Again.
Ownership, ladies and gentlemen, you guys that are watching us in the entertainment field, you're trying to come up, you're in it. Ownership is the key. First of all, get your knowledge up. All right. Ask questions, look up different resources, go to the library, get music management books, whatever you need to get a better understanding of the music game. All right. Yeah, you got people that's gonna be in your ear telling you this and that. You can hear them, but you need to know this stuff for yourself.
Gotta know it.
Okay. You talking to people that's been in this game for over 30 years.
Gotta know it.
All right.
You
We've been
gotta
through the
know it.
ringer, but guess what? We're gonna ride again and we own our stuff. That's our advice to you.
My thing to him, I always say to him, we'll never put our career in nobody else's hands.
No.
If we gonna fail, let us do it.
Yep.
Right.
I don't want to be pointing no finger at no other grown man about something that I did myself.
Right.
So that's where we at.
Because we signed the contract.
We signed the contract.
Whether we ignorant, uneducated or not,
we did that.
We made the choice.
We made
Right.
that right.
You know, but we making it right now because we went
Right.
back.
It's never
and
too late.
It's never too late.
It's never
Right.
too
Never
late.
too late.
So before we go, because I thank you guys for coming through. I
it's all
love you
Appreciate
guys.
you. Love you too.
And
Yeah.
what's next for our Southern Playas?
Ooh, we got so much right now.
Because we riding again, but see, it's 30 years later, so we the knees ain't the same, the back ain't the same. We ain't the same people we was 30 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what's next on that train?
Well, we got Booty Shorts coming up, on deck next. Booty Shorts. It was a song that Cantrell had presented to me early on, 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
And I kept telling Cantrell, we need to revisit this. We need to bring this back because he had put it on the shelf. So we changed it up and made it into a bass song. And we're adding L.A. Snow, Daisy Dukes,
Right.
Uncle Head, Splack Pack, Stay
Right.
Up the Ground.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually incorporated my man Luke Garrison, our producer, and he co-produced the track with me.
Right.
And that's next.
So do you guys ever talk to like some of the old groups that came out at your
Yeah.
time? And are you guys gonna like have a concert, like a reunion concert or something like that?
We got calls from 69, Freak Nasty,
Prince
Prince Raheem. Yeah, we got calls from man.
It was
We talked to Cut Close about doing some stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on right now is that they looking at us like, okay, well, what y'all are doing is amazing. How at first 6ix9ine was gonna be on the Dickie Ride remix,
Yeah.
right? We're gonna ride again.
Okay.
But I talked to him. We was out of town. Me and wife was out of town because they got a competition thing they do. And shout out to Golden Artillery. Y'all gonna win this year, yeah. So they he called. He was like, yeah, I want to get on the record with y'all, but y'all momentum is so good right now that I don't want to stop it. And I understand what y'all doing is personal, which it was. This was personal to us.
And the
Right.
reason he's one of the reasons he said that he didn't want to stop our momentum is because they on tour, and he probably knew that it wasn't going to be as quick as we needed him to be on the
Right.
song because
Right.
we were moving then.
We was moving, right.
And he would have had to we would have had to wait on him to come on
Right.
tour, go in the studio.
'Cause, they stay on the road.
Yeah,
They
go ahead,
stay on the road. But yeah, he called us and he got on. He didn't get on the song, but it didn't. That was a confirmation to me. Okay, they see us.
Shout out to Thrill, 6ix9ine Boys,
6ix9ine
Fast
Boys,
Cash.
all
they
them,
really,
man.
they really support us.
But what really made me know was when I was talking to him and he was like, we talked to him again and he was like, yeah, man, y'all actually reopened the doors up for us. 'Cause just think about this. When we came out, our music was the music.
Right.
Everybody loved our music.
Bass music,
Right?
was-
Right.
Okay, it went through genres. It went through boom, boom, boom. I think the last thing was what they call it, drill music, right?
Okay.
Okay, this is the last music that we on now with the kid, what's going on now. So now it's back to us again. But our music, they were scared to step in and say, hey, let's put this club music back out there like that.
Right.
We wasn't.
No, we weren't.
I look at life. Life is a chance. It's a chance for me getting up and waking up in the morning, walking out my door. It's a chance for me getting in the car, driving up here.
Right.
You take chances every
day.
day.
So why not take a chance with this?
Right.
And look what happening now.
And see, we got to give shots out because 6ix9ine Boys, they have always been doing that.
Oh man, them my boys
they
right
came
there.
back with that whoop.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know, that
yeah,
whoop
yeah.
was big. So shout out to them. And nothing against the ATL Bass All Stars, the Kilos, the
No, nothing
the
against
Raheem the
them.
Dreams, Shadi, everybody they doing that thing, shouts out Splack Pack.
Yeah.
They just did a new song. 95 South is in the studio doing new stuff.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna just say that we started that movement, but the fact that people are looking at us and they're saying, you know what, if these guys can
To
do
do
it,
it.
and if we're your inspiration, we appreciate that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing about it is, like Cantrell said, is you won't know if you could succeed if you never try.
Right.
So why not take that chance?
Right. Exactly.
You know, and we've been called the greatest comeback kings, you know, of all times. And he always asks this question: have you seen any other bass rap group or rap artist that had a hit song back then, came back and redid it, and it's another hit song again?
Right. Because y'all back on the charts and everything.
Right.
Like,
That's what we saying. We took our own song and came back with it. Ain't nobody else did it.
right.
I don't think nobody in the bass game ever did that.
I don't think so either.
I never heard of it. So right now it's like we making history again and don't even realize it. Somebody brought it to my attention. That's why we ask everywhere. Every interview we go to, I ask that
Yep,
question.
he does.
Because I wanted to make sure, I wanted to be sure, just in case somebody said, well, no, y'all wasn't. It was, and I said, oh, okay, well, I never knew that. But right now, look like we the only ones right now.
And that's why the Kings are here with me.
Hence the title, we gonna ride again.
They gonna ride again.
Gonna ride again.
You know what? And when I'm 80, I want y'all to ride again. You know what I'm saying?
Might be-
y'all gonna be rolling.
might be with a can.
probably,
We gonna
but-
roll again.
Yeah, y'all gonna roll again.
I'm rolling
But
wheelchair.
This is the song that keeps on giving, and I thank you, Southern Playas, for coming through.
Thank you.
And I support you always, and I thank you guys. Anytime I call or ask, you guys are always there, and I really appreciate that. You know, when I got started and I called you, you was like, whatever you need me to do.
Yeah.
Told you.
You know, and I appreciate that. And I'm gonna twerk in the shower, like, because
Okay.
you know, I do my Dickie Ride thing in the privacy of my own home. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because I
Ain't nothing wrong
can't
with
do
that.
nothing in public.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know, but I appreciate you for bringing the fun back.
Okay.
You know, I appreciate you guys for letting people at their cookouts and stuff like that. They party, house parties and stuff.
Right.
Getting back to the love of music,
Right.
the,
Yes.
the
Right.
fun
Yes.
of music.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
So I
Right.
thank you guys for doing your part in
Right.
bringing it back, because it's definitely coming back.
Oh,
These
yeah.
young kids don't understand
Oh yeah.
what they say in the movie Baby Boy. This is just a rerun. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We done seen this
Right,
before.
right.
It always comes
Music
back.
is a cycle.
Yes.
It always
Circle.
comes around.
It's
Right.
like a record. You know
When
what I'm
you
saying?
talk to when we be talking to the radio promoters and stuff and the program directors, what they say to us?
Which part?
But they say they tired of the
They're
music
tired of the same old music.
and they
tired of-
so happy that we came back.
and everybody's
That's what we
sounding
getting
alike.
now.
The
That's what
beats
we
are
getting right
alike.
now.
They're all talking about the same stuff.
Everybody talking about the same
No
stuff.
disrespect to any of y'all, but this is what people are saying to us.
Yeah.
And when they hear our music, they're like, you know what? That feel good music
Right.
is back.
Drop y'all in
You know, I
rotation.
gotta say, one of the guys in Augusta, Georgia, he's a producer, Corey Gibson. He has been telling me for years, man, when are y'all gonna drop some new music? Because we need that music back. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it takes the, I don't want to say old heads, but we are old heads. It takes the old heads to show them how to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the industry has the young people thinking they winning.
Mm-hmm.
But they
But
not.
if you go to, I went to a Chris Brown concert, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they turned down Poison, everybody in that arena
Cause
knew
that's
Poison. You know what I'm saying?
Poison, yeah.
And when you play the new stuff, some people know the new stuff, some people don't know the new stuff, but the foundation, the good music, you put on Dickie Ride, they gonna know Dickie
Yep.
Ride. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said.
That lasts forever.
That's why I said. That's what tell a artist from an artist. Your music can last. A good artist music, good music, it's gonna last forever.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't never got to do nothing else but just go perform out that one record.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like us. See, that's why I tell people. I said, yeah, you like this artist now. Yeah, you think this artist the best. See if he the best in 5 years. See if his music gonna be playing in the next 5 years.
years.
Now, and remember, we did not discuss when we came out. It was nothing that we gonna be hits. We going down here. It wasn't nothing like that. We wasn't even thinking like that.
I didn't even like Dickie Ride.
He did.
Yeah, you did say that.
He did not like Dickie Ride at all. But that boy right there.
I did the track and I still didn't like it.
Yeah, he did not like. He was just.
I didn't even want to rap the verse.
Yeah.
That was for them. They were like, nah,
Yeah.
you gonna rap it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy how the group came together, but yeah.
Do it again.
Right.
Pop that funk with
So tell people how they can find your new version of Dickie Ride. Tell them how they can find you, how they can, come see you guys, because you guys perform, you guys make appearances somewhere. So tell everybody how they can find you.
You can find me personally, BJ Bowman, on Facebook, BJ_Bowman1 on Instagram. The group, _Southern_Playas on Instagram. The music, we gonna ride again. The one and only Southern Playas is everywhere. Everywhere that you can download, stream music is there. Type in the one and only Southern Playas. We gonna ride again. Also on YouTube, we got I let Cantrell speak on that for our YouTube page, but the video is fire and it's on YouTube. Shout out to J. Paul, our video.
Man, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, same. Southern Playas is the one and only Southern Playas on YouTube, and also if you want to go to our fan page, you could just go to @We Gonna Ride Again, and they'll take you straight to everything Southern Playas doing. For me personally, it's Cantrell Lopez on Southern Facebook, and Instagram is Cantrell_Lopez.
Shout out to Brinks TV. Our video is number one video playing in Memphis, Atlanta, somewhere else.
Alabama,
number one video.
I saw that.
Yeah, we got the number one video right now. Yep.
Can they still vote?
Yeah. You start
every Monday. You can vote every Monday for 8 weeks.
Okay.
All right.
So I've been voting,
Appreciate it.
I've been
so
voting.
if that carpet tunnel,
Keep on voting, Tiffany. We appreciate you.
Hey,
Shout
you
out
got
to
an
all the
iPhone, keep voting.
Hey, shout out to all the radio stations, Valdosta radio stations.
Oh, yeah.
All y'all that's playing our music.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And it will be on She Real Radio.
She Real Radio.
You know, July 3rd, 2022.
You better
Our
tune
baby
in.
will be
Can
born.
we talk
Yes.
about it?
So thank you so
Can we
much.
say it on her show? Can she be the first one to know what we just did?
With the deal.
Yeah. I mean, we ain't got to talk about the deal yet. Can we do that deal yet?
But with who?
But Kevin Gates about the mix city.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Real quick before we close out.
Go ahead, do it.
You do it.
You do it.
I don't know it. Come on. Kevin Gates mixtape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got on the Kevin Gates mixtape with
Uh-huh.
Empire. Shout out to Empire, man,
Yeah.
for reaching out to us about that. We SCT Records. Shout out to y'all for
SCT Records.
SCT Records. Shout out, man, and yeah, be on the lookout, man.
Steven Adams, we appreciate you.
Hey, be on the lookout though, for real though. We
Doing some big things.
we got big things coming.
We haven't put everything out there yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know,
Once
we'll be
we-
back.
But we talked about
Just put it like this: here, we just got contracts 1:00 last night for a deal.
Yep.
So we going over the contract right now for a major distribution deal. So be on the lookout for us, man. We got big things popping.
I love this type of stuff before we go because, we've had conversations before, and to see just in a short period of time
Yeah.
how much things have changed.
Yeah, I was
You know
thinking
what
about
I'm
that
saying?
on the way over here.
Yeah.
From Buckhead to here, how
Right.
that short period
It's
of
so
time.
amazing how quickly things have changed. And to the young people out here, when you don't think things are going the way you think they could go, last year this time I was transporting vehicles across the country.
Mhm.
Get you
And now
there.
I'm hosting a show with living legends, Southern players. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
You never know.
where life
You
is
never
gonna
know.
take you.
Real quick, shout out to Charlie Jr. That's who's singing on We Gonna Ride Again.
Okay.
So, bye.
Shout out to Tizo. Also, shout out to
TT.
our management. What is it?
No time off management.
No time off management. Tanya Class Lady Butler up in the building. Anitra Bowman, you know what it is, executive producer. And shout out to Red, because Red is the one that was singing on the original.
Yeah, shout out to Red,
Gotta give him
man.
shouts out.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
you,
Red.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thank you guys for joining me, and this will not be the last time. Thank you so much. And everybody, it takes a village to get things done. Nobody can do nothing
By
by
themselves,
themselves.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And please call up somebody that you claim to love and see how they're doing. You send a text and they'll say, I'm all right and stuff. But if you pick up the phone and ask how they're doing, you can hear something in their voice that say I may need you. I need company. I
Right.
need, human contact. You know,
Right.
even call up an enemy and say, I still don't like your ass, but I forgive you.
Right.
Don't
Well, I
do
got
it for
on.
them,
Well,
do it
I
for
don't think I could
yourself.
call him. 'Cause I think,
talk.
yeah, I got on block. So they,
Right. My block list is like
my
3,000
block list,
people
boy, my
strong.
block list look like a record deal.
Right.
Mine is definitely long.
I block you in a minute.
It's the groove. This is Southern Players. So we love you guys, and we're out. Peace.
Hey, we out. Peace out.